Hey guys, Jay here, welcome to EonsOfBattle.com. Today I'd like to show you how I attached my skimmers to their flying stand. Here's the paint I used. Now the first thing to note is that I am doing this to a base that I already had put together. Now what happened here is I actually had the little Games Workshop flying stand break on me, so I am doing this as a repair job. Now I took a drill bit and I drilled out a pilot hole, and then I took a bigger drill bit and I drilled my hole for the machine screw that I'll be using. I'm using a very long and thin machine screw. The first thing I did was I used a Dremel tool to cut off the head of the screw. Now you can find machine screws pretty much at any hardware store. If you don't like the idea of having the threads showing under your vehicle, then they actually do sell machine screws without the threads, or with several inches of bare unthreaded space. You could pick one of those up. Those are also available online. You can get any size you want. But I found the threads were fine. And then I took the machine screw and I screwed it into the base directly into the acrylic, which gives an incredibly strong bond. I am not worried about this breaking anytime soon. I'm sure the acrylic base will break beforehand. You're probably going to need some pliers to help you screw it in, just because the threads can be sharp if you're applying so much pressure. Then, so that when you're screwing on your vehicle, it stops at a certain point, I took a hex nut, and I have a square nut that's going to attach to the Mini. Now the reason I don't have two square nuts or two hex nuts is because the hex nuts are just considerably cheaper. They're like 3 cents a piece, whereas the square nut is actually kind of expensive. Mine were 30 cents for the square nuts. So I put a little super glue on that one to hold it in place, and then I took a hobby knife and I scored where this square nut was going to go, and then I very, very, very carefully with a hobby knife carved out that hole. Then I applied a little super glue to hold it in place, and I used another machine screw to help me position the square nut exactly where I want it to be. Now the reason I wanted to use a square nut is because when I'm screwing the flyer onto its stand, I might apply a little too much torque for it to handle, and if it was a round nut, it might just rip right out, but the square nut has a lot more surface to help push against it, to keep it from breaking. Then I applied a little bit of Vallejo earth to the flying stand, just to help so that the eye is not drawn to the shiny metallic of the flying stand. You can also use black if that's how you paint your flying stands. But yeah, there's the finished base. If you have any other ideas or techniques like to do, please leave them in the comments below. If you'd like to see more of our videos, you can visit us at our website at EonsOfBattle.com. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.